So to begin our day, I will first introduce yourself that what we'll be learning. Okay. So as you all know that you will be learning a base SAS, correct? And base SAS comprises of two portions, which is programming 1 and programming 2. All right. So just to explain you about it, what we are going to learn. So a quick understanding. So I hope you all are aware what SAS is and in which organizations it's been used. So basically we are going to start as it's termed as SAS, correct? And it is termed as Statistical Analytics System. Okay. So being a system, there are various tools under this platform which are used into organizations to perform various data related activities. So I hope you know what is the difference between a system and a software, right? So we know that when we are using Microsoft Office, it is actually a platform which is made up of various softwares like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, right? So in case if we are looking ahead to work on some data related activity, we use Excel software. If we want to use some documentation activities, we use Word software, correct? So these are various softwares which are used under a platform of Microsoft Office. Similarly, SAS is a system which is made or which is been used for various data related activities with their various softwares. Fine. So this statistical analytics system is actually going to be what we are going to learn is it has two environments. Okay. So what are those? So one is termed as programming environment and another is a non-programming environment. All right. So when I say it's a programming environment, so we are going to use the programming environment and we have non-programming environment as well. Fine. So when it is non-programming environment, all the tools which are GUI applications come under this. GUI, graphical user interface. That means you don't have to write any program. In point and click applications, you perform the data activity. And in programming, we are going to use software called as base SAS, where we are going to see how to write programs. Now, when it is programming in SAS, SAS itself is a independent language. It has its own programming environment and it is a fourth generation language. So when I say fourth generation language, it's like ready to use. You don't have to sit and write any formulas to calculate, suppose, a frequency or means or any additions. You don't have to write formulas. It's ready procedures where you can directly implement into your program. Okay. Hence, it's termed as fourth generation language. But when we are using this non-programming environments, there are various tools into this. So tools comprises of in this are, if you are looking ahead to integrate data, so the tool is Data Integration Studio, we call it as DI. We have Business Intelligence Studio, which is all about business reportings, or you can generate the reports by generating dashboards, graphs. Okay, all that comes under BI. You can do predictive analysis by using a tool of SAS called as Enterprise Miner. Fine. So this all tools are desktop installations from SAS. Apart from this, the another area where now SAS is working is coming up with an area termed as SAS VR. Okay, so there is another environment of SAS, which is a cloud application, and we call it as SAS VR. Now, this being a cloud application, it is actually a tool which is a combination where you can do non-programming tasks as well as programming tasks all into one environment, which is a cloud application called SAS VR. Nowadays, the companies are gradually moving on VR, but there are companies where they are still implementing all these applications. But even in VR, if you want to work, there is an environment in VR where we can write programs and we can use is GUI applications also. So when we say it's program, this program is all about your SAS programming. And even if it is non-programming environment or a VR tool, both of these are at the back end connecting to SAS environment or a programming environment. Both. Okay. So just a brief understanding, both at the back end are connected to base SAS. Okay, so base SAS software is termed as a foundation software. And this software for us is available into three various applications. So those applications are SAS windowing application, right? Then we also have a tool called SAS Enterprise Guide. You call it as EG, and you have SAS Studio. And SAS Studio is the application, which is a cloud application, which is available from SAS for all the people across the globe, where you have to simply create your profile and you can start using this studio. Whereas windowing and enterprise guide are desktop installations. For this, you require licensing to be taken from SAS, where you get the authority to install on your desktop. All good? Everyone clear with what we are going to working with? Yes? Kurian,
Yeah.
Vaishnavi, Bhushan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is what we are actually going to focus, and we are going to focus on programming, and in this we are going to learn base SAS. Now, again in base SAS, there are two environments. Okay. So in base SAS, there are two environments, or there are two arms of base SAS, where we term it as the arms are programming 1, or you call it as prog 1, and the second arm is going to be your prog. Okay, so base SAS is of two portion, programming 1 and programming 2. Apart from base, so here you will be learning all fundamentals of programming of base SAS and data manipulation techniques one step ahead. Apart from fundamentals comes into prog. And then you will be learning advanced programming, which comprises of macros and SQL. But I'm not confusing you with now. But yes, in future, this programming is also going to get extended, where you term it to be used as macros and SQL. So you term it as SAS macro and you term it as SAS SQL. And this is termed as advanced programming or advanced SAS programming. So this is an ultimate goal as a programmer. You should know base SAS and advanced SAS, where you can implement this programming knowledge into your various industrial data. So either you can work into clinical domain or you can work into non-clinical domain. So there is a prerequisite as a data analyst, even if you in future gradually move into this non-programming environments or in SAS VR, you should be aware of programming. This is prerequisite to start your career into SAS as a programmer. All good? All right. Okay, so if you have followed this, so let's move to understand what you people are going to learn into programming one, which is all essentials. So in this, you people are going to get introduced to your course, overview of SAS, and understand the course logistic. Then second chapter, you will get introduced to SAS programs. But please make a note. In SAS, the topics you'll be learning as chapter wise. Okay. So the first chapter was introduction. Second, you are going to learn is SAS programs, where you'll get introduced to what SAS programs are, how you open a program, how you submit a program into a SAS studio, and will understand SAS program syntax. Third chapter will be all about accessing data. So in this chapter, you'll be learning how one can access SAS data sets and create your libraries and access those data from libraries. So if you have observed that at the end of every chapter, you find the word is coming solutions. Now this solutions is nothing but during your training, there are small exercises provided to you in your PDF book, which I have emailed you already. And for those exercises at the end in the PDF, you have a solutions provided. So this stands for that. Okay. So fourth chapter is going to be producing detailed reports where you will be learning how to submit report data, sorting and grouping your data, and enhance your reports. Then fifth chapter is all about what is formats. All in detail about formats we'll be learning in this chapter. Sixth is all about how to create your own data sets. Being a data analyst, you will be learning how to create your SAS data sets, either from existing data sets or in seventh chapter, you'll be learning how to create SAS files by reading from Excel sheets and databases like Oracle. Okay. Then eighth chapter will be you are going to create data files by reading from raw data. Now, what is raw data? All that concepts we'll be learning in chapter 8. Then chapter 9 will be how to create or how to implement SAS functions and how to write your program conditionally. 10th will be merging the data files. Data files merging is one of the important tasks being a data analyst, because every time we will not have information to be analyzed into single table. The information is scattered into various tables. So in that case, you'll have to merge the data sets. So that is what the chapter 10 would be, combining data sets. 11th will be all how to create summary reports. There are various procedures like proc-fric, proc-mins. What are those that we'll be learning in detail in this chapter 11. That's it. So overall in your PG1 or programming 1, you will be learning 11 chapters, and every chapter has its independent topics. All good? Fine. Any queries about understanding your code or your SAS environment here? What will be your course? Anyone? No.
No, madam.
Okay. So I've sent a link of SAS Studio to each one of you. So I would request either Vaishnavi, you can share your screen and open the SAS Studio link. Okay, so meanwhile, Bhushan, you can share your screen and just open the link for SAS Studio. The link will open only in Chrome. Okay. Yes, so this is the link where we'll be actually accessing our SAS Studio, which is our cloud application. So if you'll scroll down, it is telling this link is free for everyone, student, professionals, and all. Why choose SAS? All this is there in this link. You can read it later. So if you scroll up, yes, go up more, scroll up, upwards. What? What? Correct. So see, you will find here access now tab. Correct. So here it will get connected to access the software. It is asking you to sign in. So if you click, right click on sign in, you know, being a fresher, you have not created your profile. Correct. So see at the bottom, they have given you, if you don't have a profile, you can create a profile. Correct. So you need to create your profile with SAS first. So preferred language is English. Yeah, you can give your first name, last name, give your email. Country, India. Hmm. Yeah, before Manipur, yeah. Affiliation with SAS, you are a student. Yes. So intermediate. Organization, university. So you are a student currently. So you can give your university name. Or you can write Ultramax IT also, no problem. Okay. You can give your phone number. So no harm to share your details here because this is all going to be with SAS. Okay, so you can give your phone number. Yes, you can agree, yes. All good. Create profile. So once you create a profile, you know, a confirmation mail will come to your personal email ID, which you have given here. So see, it's telling thank you for creating, you're almost done. A verification email has been sent to your email address, which you have provided. So check your email. Correct. So see, activate your SAS profile. Yeah, go ahead. So now you can give the password which you are looking for to be set. But remember what password you are going to set up, okay? So your password should have letter, special sign, one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, and it should not be more than 8 characters. All right, so same password, confirm it. Yes. So if both the passwords are correct, you can set it. Yes. Okay. So this is where now you have completed the process of creating a profile and you have set a password to log into your SAS Studio. Now what you do is come back to those tabs of your SAS Studio, which I have given. The second tab, SAS on demand. Now put your profile, that is your sign in. Sign in here. Give your email which you have used. Email ID. Email ID. Accept the terms and conditions once you have done. Gmail spelling. Accept terms and conditions. Yeah. Sign in. Okay, so now it's asking you from which region you are there. So you are going to, yes, Asia Pacific. Yes. So this is how you have created a profile and now you are ready to use the student version of the cloud application, which is SAS Studio. So just sign in again. Yes, accept. Your profile is already been submitted. Okay, so it will take a bit of 5-10 minutes and then you'll be able to log in again. Okay, so meanwhile, I'll just check with Vaishnavi. Hold on. All right, we are all set now. I was just checking with Vaishnavi's screen. So, Bhushan, what you have to do is sign in with your email ID and password. Yeah, accept. Done. Launch. Click launch. So this is where the coding environment of SAS Studio is now available for you. Okay. So this is what we are going to use throughout the learning of your programming with base and advanced. All right. Okay. Now you will have another mail which I have sent. That mail consists of data files which we are going to use throughout our training. Fine. So this is where now Bhushan is successfully able to log into SAS Studio, and this is how you have the environment of programming. Now what you have to do is, Bhushan, I've already mailed you the data files. So check your email inbox. From Ultramax, you have an email for data. See that LWRR. Yes. So you need to download this. Okay. So where you have downloaded, in which folder? Have you created a folder for yourself? Okay. So what you have to do is you create in a D drive a folder for SAS, and within it create PG1, and you can load all this into it. Understood what I'm trying to tell? Otherwise, give me your remote access. Give me the access. All right, good. Thank you. I'm going into your D drive. I'll be creating a new folder, which will be SAS training. Okay. And within this folder, new window, I'll select all this. Let's create a new folder, log1. And within programming one, you have your PDF book, and you need to extract this. Okay. So you will have to extract here only. So these are all the data files which we'll be using it for our training purpose. Fine. So if you see this, it got extracted. So you'll find these are the files. So this files which are with the extension of .ss7 beta. See, when I keep my cursor here, it's showing the type of file. It's a SAS file. So because it's a SAS file, this will not open in your drive. So it should open into your studio only. So we'll have to put all these files into your studio. So what we'll have to do is you'll have to come into your SAS studio. Now, select this files home folder on the left hand side. Files home under folder shortcut on your left hand side. Correct. Right click. New, you have to create a folder. Scroll down, you have a folder option and give the name as programming one, PROG1. One. One. Yeah, okay. No need of hyphen. Don't give hyphen. No space also. Okay. Now select this prog1, right click and upload the files. Now the files which we saw on our drive, we'll have to upload it. So you have an option at the down, upload, correct. Choose files and select the path. It's into your D drive, D drive local, correct. So your SAS training, programming one, select the folder of LWPG1 folder, okay? Folder, not a RAR. The zip file we have extracted, yes. Select all those files. No, select all those files. Go into that folder. Open that folder and select file. Control all, just to control all. Control all, sir. Give me the access. Leave it. You'll have to do control all. Okay. Now it's done. I've done. Open. So it will start uploading in your studio. Okay. So all those files will now be used into studio. Because those are non-SAS files, they will not be operative on your drives of your laptop. So we are putting it into the server of the SAS studio for us to be used. All good? So Vaishnavi, I hope even you are on the same page. Okay. So I'll help you out once you start sharing the screen. But now just observe. See now, at the left hand side, you have this .7 or SAS 7 beta. See now it shows you, now it comes with an icon with a table and a dot. So if you double click this, now this gets open into Studio, into your data pane, and you can see this is a SAS table, or we call it a SAS data set. So this all data sets, we are going to use it during our programming. But this data are into the server where SAS has created a space for us. And see at the right side, user, this is the server. You as a user, Bhushan, this will be your user ID, where SAS has created a space for you on its server. And for your user, you will have all this data on server. Okay, fine. So this is what we are going to use it in upcoming training. Fine. So in your studio, you have 3 windows. If you'll see, code, log, results. Code is a window where you'll be writing the code. Log is a window where you'll be looking for any errors and notes on submitting the code. And result is a window where you'll see the output. Okay. So how to use all these windows, we'll see it in our lesson number 1 and 2. But up till now, this is all your programming environment. Fine. All right. So we'll just move ahead to help out Vaishnavi. You can just stop sharing your screen, Bhushan, and Vaishnavi, you can share your screen. I hope, Kurin, you're comfortable with what we are doing.
Yeah, ma'am. But I don't have the laptop now. It's
You
in
don't
the
have
public
laptop.
center.
Okay.
Now it's in service center almost 4 days.
So when you will be getting your laptop?
I think 4 days, ma'am.
Okay.
Almost 4 days.
All right. Yeah. So Vaishnavi, just show me where did you downloaded your data files? Okay, give me the access to your screen. I'm asking your remote access. Okay. Did you accept the request? Okay. So did you check the email, Vaishnavi, for the data file? Check your email. All right. So I could see now that Vaishnavi is also able to upload the files. Okay, so these are the files which will be using it later. Okay. So we have seen what essentials is, right? We had seen how many chapters will be covering to be learned. Now within this, we have introduction. Okay. So let's understand this introduction. So chapter 1 is all about overview and course logistics. Okay, so let's understand what introduction would be. So here objective is we'll be defining SAS and we'll describe the functionality of this SAS software. So this is what, as I explained you earlier, where it was my attempt in a simple sense to make you understand that it's a system where all your data related activities is conducted under one platform. Let it be data integration, let it be data mining, let it be presentation of your data, your business solutions, analytics, high performance analytics, business intelligence, information management. So all your data activities for a enterprise, that means for an organization, is covered under one platform. So it's a complete suite for your business solutions. It is comprising of technologies to help organization to solve the business problem where people enter to use SAS. SAS is a proprietary-based system. So when I say proprietary-based means it's not open source like R and Python. Here, it's a licensed copies which are being taken by the companies and installed in their systems. Hence, it's a bit expensive than other technologies. And that is why people always think before buying SaaS just because it's cost high. But why it is costing high? Because it's a proprietary base. You have 101% data security. SAS is a system where you can process millions and trillions of rows. So there is no harm in processing the data in one go. It never gets hanged up. Thirdly, the accuracy of data processing in SAS for the results is 99.9% accurate, because the term itself is statistical analytics system. Because it's a statistical analytics system, it has been developed on the statistical models or statistical basis. So when you have any data which is missing, if it is a numeric value in SAS, missing is considered to be missing. Either it's numeric or character. So for example, when we are working into Excel, when you're writing any missing values in Excel, the shell of Excel never accepts a blank. You have to give 0. I hope you followed me. Correct? So in Excel, missing is always we give it as 0. But 0 has statistical value. Mathematically, 0 has no value. But SAS is statistical system. It has a statistical value for 0. Therefore, it never works on missing value. In SAS, missing represents is missing. So if it's numeric, it will represent with a dot. That's why the accuracy count is high. Okay, and that is why that is one more plus point where companies would prefer to use SS. So as I said, it's a complete suite. So all your data related activities across your whole organization platform, right from accessing your data, managing your data, analyzing and presenting, can be done under one platform. So in our course, we are primarily focusing on base SAS software, not any other software. And this base SAS software is all about programming. Okay. So this is what is base SAS. So it's actually a foundation software. So all other softwares which are higher end tools for business solutions, analytics, high performance analytics, information management, At the back end, they are all connected to your base SAS software, which is a fundamental software. It's a fourth generation programming language software. So even if in future, if you use a point and click application tool of any of this of SAS, remember at the back end, it will generate code, which is your SAS program. And that is why it's expected as a beginner, you should know programming. Okay. So it's a rich library encapsulated with various procedures. And of course, it's a choice of programming interface. As I said, you have a non-GUI or non-programming environment also. So if you remember this slide, you have a non-programming environment also, but being GUI non-programming, they all are connected to your base SAS software. So it's mandatory, or it will be always an added advantage or a skill to know programming. Okay, so hence we are learning programming. Fine. Of course, this is just a general question that what is your level of working with SAS? Of course, being a fresher, you don't have any experience. Okay, that's it. So any questions till date for me? Anyone? Fine. Understood what we are going to learn? All right. Moving ahead, we'll understand course logistics. So course logistics, we're just going to understand what data we are going to use it for our training. So the data which we are going to use is for Aura and Star Sports and Outdoors data. Now, this is the name of an organization. It's a fictitious data. It's not a live company data. It's been generated for us to understand some of the scenarios of this organization, business scenarios. We'll be learning the programming concept. So this being a fictitious company and fictitious data, this company is into its sports outdoors sale for sports goods. Okay, they have a retail sale, they have a online sale, which is a catalog, as well as internet sale. And because it's a global company, you will have data coming from various company with the currency like dollar, euro, yen. Okay. So it's just for you to mimic that it's a big organization. And the data which we'll be using is for employees, for the orders placed for their various sports goods, the customers, the suppliers, and all this data for us is available into various format, either into SAS data sets, into raw files, or into Excel sheets, that is non-SAS files. So this type of icon indicates with a table with a dot, means it's a SAS table. Okay. Moving ahead, in your data or in your program or in your course, there are some pre-written programs provided to us. So these programs will be using it for our demonstrations to be worked as per the business requirement or business scenarios which have been provided into your course material. So what is this naming of these files? But before understanding the naming, this type of icon with a running man with a dot indicates it's a program file. So how do you come to know it's a program file? So for me, I'll just show you into SAS Studio by logging in. Just hold on. I too will be signing it into my account. So it's launching me to my studio. So this is my
And
course.
every time we will log in this.
Yes. So whenever you want to use the software, you'll have to log in. Okay. It's a cloud application. And this application always opens into the Chrome application of Google. Okay. So as I said, every individual, when you are creating a profile, you have your own user ID. So for me, or it's given at the bottom at user, it's with my email. Nowadays, people are having new IDs, which is starting with U and some number. Okay. So that's your profile on Studio. Okay. So this is for my programming one folder. I have my data files, which I have uploaded. If you'll see in this, there are some files which are having the structure with the running man with a dot. Correct? and look at its extension .SAS. So this extension indicates it's a SAS program file. So if I double click this, it opens into a code window and it shows you a data step and a proc step, or you'll find some of the programs. Okay. So this is what the program file is, and what file it's, I'll tell you, it's actually the file for P1 stands for programming 1, 02 is for lesson number 2, D stands for demo 01. So that's what it's telling. The naming of a file is like this. So because it's a course of programming 1 which we are learning, here is example is chapter 4 demo 01. Like this, for demo you will have D. If it is an activity to be done, you will have A. If it is some exercise you will have to do, it's E. And of course, it could be exercise 01, A, B, C. Okay, so that X stands for that. All good? Yes, so your all files are available for us into your studio now, into your folder, which is in files as prog1. And your course files, you have also provided a PDF book. The slides which I have explained you here are all available for you on your PDF book. So do I have that PDF book here? Yes. So this is how the PDF book is. See, programming 1 essentials. So the slides which I'm explaining is all available here as well. Fine. So this is the PDF book which you'll be using throughout for your training. Post class, you can read it, all the topics and practices. They have guided you appropriately how to use it and how the software is to be used and how the files has to open. Okay, so that's what this slide is telling. You have a course material. Fine. Any questions? So this is all about your chapter number 1. Any doubts till date about the software, about the data files? All good? Vaishnavi? Okay. Yes. All right. So do you need a break? Or we can take chapter or lesson number 2 tomorrow. I have no problem. Here it will be a bit of technical, where you'll have to see how to open a program, what an introduction to program, submitting a program and understanding a syntax. But I think today, fair enough, we'll go slowly. Okay, so we'll take this chapter tomorrow. But for me, do you have any doubts, any queries? All good? All good.
Yes.
Great. So, Korean, are you comfortable with this training pattern? All right, so we can stop our day. So so thank you everyone for joining the class. So tomorrow, same time, we'll resume to start our lesson number 2. And I would request all those who have no laptops, see to it that you have laptops by tomorrow and install your SAS Studio. All good? So let's meet up tomorrow at the same time. So meanwhile, take care. Bye. See you.